Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Aries the Emperor here. I am back with another general reading for all of my Aries collective. If you guys are new here, welcome. This is an all Aries channel for all of my Aries placements, cross watchers. You are welcome as well. To everyone, just take in mind that this reading may or may not resonate with you, and that is okay. Do not force the reading. And thank you guys to all of you who like, subscribe, share, comment, donate, book personal readings, shop the website. So I am down to, oh, did you guys catch that lightning? It's about to storm where I am. I am down to um, finishing out the last few orders. So for those of you who I have not connected with, just please be checking your email because I'm going to reach out to you. And this is going to be the week where I clear all of the orders out. So just make sure you have an updated email underneath your order, okay? Because I will be reaching out so that we can go ahead and close this out and get caught back up on our collective readings, okay? And I'm going to cut the sale off as well. So if you have not purchased, I am going to go ahead and end the sale, like I said here, so we can work on some other things as far as connecting goes and building our Aries community, okay? All right, so all of my information is in the description box located down below. You know what to do. Email address included. Second channel, Kiss My Cosmo, where I read for all 12 signs. All right, so let's jump into it, y'all. Let's see what messages come out. I just had this come to me earlier. Like, what is the mystery surrounding you, Aries? What makes people curious? You know, what about you exactly triggers others? You know, what do they see within you that they see within themselves? You know, that sort of thing here. So let's jump into it. And I feel like I want to do a second reading after this one as well, just because I haven't been spending as much time with you guys as I usually do. And that's my apologies. Aries, you know I love you. I'm gonna use the Modern Witch. It's calling my name. And then we're gonna start with the What Lies Beneath Tarot. I'm sorry, Oracle. Because we gotta pour a little juice, add a little juice to the recipe, right? All right. Ooh. Messages for Aries Spirit. All right. Fulfilling a fantasy. Okay. Somebody could be curious on how you are in bed. Let me just say that. Somebody could be curious of like what your fantasies are. What would it take to fulfill, please you, you know what I mean? Make you tick, make you happy. So you could be somebody that exudes sexual energy. You know, fire signs do that naturally. No shame, you know, no foul, no harm. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural skill. You know, it's in your eyes. You know, it's the passion, like natural. You know, and people can tell. You know, because it gravitates them towards you. You know, or like I said, even if you don't use it, baby, it's in there. All right, we have falling apart, falling into pieces, and it's so weird. I wasn't listening to it. It was like a Kanye West song where he sampled, I don't know what the name of the person, the group, that whatever, but one particular part that kept playing over and over in my mind was that particular line of "I'm falling in love." And this could be somebody who did fall for you and fall hard. This could be a situation, you know, that didn't work out, or just, it doesn't have to be a sexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? It could be a friendship of some sort here, or just you being close with a loved one, a relative of some sort here. And it's them away from you hurts more than, you know, the them thinking about the memories that they shared with you. You know, I feel like that is, but sometimes, you know, things are only meant to be for a season. You know what I mean? We're all meant to learn something from somebody. Ooh, and you just may be teaching somebody a little something, Aries. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not going to take all of these. I hope I'm making sense to somebody out there. Somebody could be upset that they can't trigger you, that they can't fulfill a fantasy with you of some sort here. Or, you know, they can't fall into alignment with you. Some things aren't meant to be. Bank failure. You know where this is headed, and it's not going to be in a positive light for you. You know, and I say it all the time. You know, take your own advice, Aries. Take heed to the red flags. You know what I'm saying? Do not ignore them, because later down the line, you can bet your bottom dollar, you know, that things are, they'll never pan out when you got energies like this. This is you giving more than receiving. You could have been in a situation where you lost it all, you know, and gained it back, you know, with hard work, with dedication, just, you know, you really using your creativity, your brain, you know, what God gave you, you know, your gifts. And this could be, like I said, you know, people who are more invested into your well-being than you know, or than they should be. Fake apology. This could be like something failing for somebody else, and them, you know, when you cut somebody off and you may change. Okay, let's just say you grow, for instance, right? And this person goes their separate way as well. You know, maybe they think they are growing, but they may not actually be growing, and they may realize that. You know what I'm saying? And they may start to regret, you know, things that they've said to you, done to you. But in all actuality, people know what's really good for them. People know when they burn a bridge. And with you, once you burn that bridge, Aries, a lot of times you don't want to repair it. Anger management. And people could take that in so many ways, so many different ways. Some of y'all could be like, you know, just fuck the apology. Just say the F away from me. You know what I mean? Game over. No more lies, no more games, no more tricks. You're not the magician. Aries is. Okay? She was an Aries. Yup, yup. She was an Aries with a fatty. Oh my daddy. All right, let's get into this hero, y'all. All right, introducing the Modern Tarot deck. All right, we have the Fool card, is what you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck. You know, be thankful, Aries. Be real, be you. You know, be graceful. Be your happy-go-lucky self. We have the Queen of Cups. And this is, I feel like people could want to like pick your brain. People are really curious, you know, about maybe your beliefs, or, you know, they're just your interests, your likes. It's how you feel about certain topics and subjects. This could have to do with spirituality as well. There's a level of curiosity. You know, people may know that you have gifts, and they may believe you. I'm not gonna say they may believe you, but it's given an energy of being intrigued, wanting to know more, wanting more understanding, but not necessarily knowing how, you know, to ask their way in. This could be energies. I feel like people are curious to know more about you, get to know you in some way, shape, or form, but they may be scared that you may reject it. You know, people know that you're not someone who's easily swayed. I feel like people, and they want to understand why, you know, and I feel like people want to know like certain things of like what's happened to you throughout your life, or, you know, at certain times in your life, and how you got up and how you got out of it. What other messages, Spirit? I feel like people also like question like why, Aries? You know, why did it have to end like this? Why did it have to go in that direction? You know, that like that sort of thing here. Knight of Pentacles. Babe, this is energy of stopping and thinking. I feel like this is the energy people still, there's a curiosity of what you have going on these days. And also I feel like this could be a belief that there may be certain energies out there that feel like that they would give it another shot with you, or that there is still some type of hope, or they still see some type of prize in you. Yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands. This is that fiery energy. Six of Pentacles, that giving spirit. Nurturing, loving. Fair. Life ain't fair, Aries, but you always try and find a way to be. The Magician. You're always trying to conjure up and figure out something. Some way, somehow. I feel like people could wonder, like, what type of practices are you into? Do you have an altar? You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Because, you know, people like to just take spirituality and lump it, everything all into one boat, right? And not understanding the origins, and what each practice actually stands for, what it, you know, like I said, where it comes from, what it means, and how to use it. You know, so the Magician is Aries energy. I feel like people feel like there are some people who feel like you give them good energy, and there are some people that may judge you and feel like that's not the right source of energy that you should be pulling from. You know, not everybody agrees, um, especially with tarot, divination, you know, that sort of thing. So the Magician could be, you know, people not even realizing that they are throwing their own personal spell work, their own dirt, you know, from their yard over into yours. Is what that Judgment is giving here. So I wouldn't pay it any mind. Because everybody has a right to be great. And it just gives like a lot of gatekeeper energy. Some of you guys may have had to deal with that type of energy with the Two of Cups. It's giving Drake energy, like no new friends. The Emperor, no new friends. Unless it's giving Ten of Pentacles. What's the saying? You get what you give. And we have Cancer out here. We have Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Libra. All right, we have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. Ooh, something like flew in my eye. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. This could be like a difficult decision that you may have to make. Like I said, the Two of Cups and the Temperance, and then we have the Two of Swords, and then the Three of Swords. But the Two of Cups and the Two of Swords alone, to me, kind of spell out, and this may not resonate with everyone, but, you know, it definitely represents, you know, a time period where that toast you have with somebody's going to be that last toast. You know what I'm saying? That this is an energy of you filling up your own cup and I don't know. I just get an energy of you having to make like a tough decision here. Somebody that may hurt you, may want to hurt you, or it's just given like a situation here where there's going to take some type of guidance or healing before you make a decision going forward. Is this something you're going to have to think long and hard on? This something that you're going to have to be patient with yourself on. And whether this is you dealing with a heartbreak of some sort here, a divorce, just any mishap, misfortune of any sort here, you know, that may affect your heart chakra now or to come. This is just like being patient with yourself and your next, whatever it is that you are having to deal with and as far as you going forward with. That felt like a mouthful. But this is something big coming up for somebody. This is you having to cut something out. And it may hurt. It may hurt. This is someone losing something and it may hurt. Like I said, this could be you not working with someone anymore. Just you not giving in general to them anymore. King of Swords. You just being more logical about the situation and just seeing things for what they are. Because I mean, you can pretty much tell sometimes if a person's going to change. You know what I mean? You can't make anybody change, but at least put some effort into it. But we got the Death card because, like I said, this may be an ending to something, but it is, I feel like, a beautiful start to something else, because check out the butterflies here and the King of Swords. And that's like, what was the butterfly before the butterfly became the butterfly, right? The caterpillar. So change, especially I'm getting change from this reading here, you know, and people may know, you know, that you are into different things and not the norm, because death energy could also be things that are taboo, or people may associate with taboo. You could work in, not to say the sex industry, but I mean, maybe you could, you know what I'm saying? You could be a dancer. You could be someone who's a tarot reader yourself, or getting back into reading tarot. You could be someone who is a Reiki healer of some sort here. You could be a medium. You could be a psychic. I feel like people wonder how you got into what it is that you're into. I feel like people are afraid that, and I don't know why this is coming to me. This may not apply to everybody, but you give off this energy. I'm not going to say you give off this energy, but people may feel like that you may be someone that can like cast a spell on them, and maybe you can, you know what I'm saying? More power to you. But I feel like with this Magician and this Death card here, this may be people that you thought were close to you, or that you think are close to you, but may really be afraid of you. The hoodoo, the voodoo, like I said, they lump all of this into one boat. Misinformation, miseducation, okay? And I'm gonna leave this reading here, y'all. Hit that like and subscribe button for more messages from me. Let me get this reading uploaded, and then I'm gonna come back and try and do a second reading. Should I do like a love reading? I normally don't do that, but I don't know, I might do one, just to have a little fun with you, like I said here. All right, I'll catch you later though. Ciao.